Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news in full. The House of Representatives has postponed debate on the 45th bill for the 6th alteration to the 1999 Constitution until next week. Decision followed requests by members for more time to study the bills and consult widely. National Assembly correspondent Anete Patrick tells us more.
At the start of the week's legislative sitting, Deputy Speaker and Chair of the Special Committee on Constitution Review, Benjamin Kalu, presented the committee's report for consideration. Deliberations were set to begin immediately, but on Thursday, some members complained that they had not received copies of the report and needed additional time to review the proposed amendments.
I want to urge that we suspend discussing this document for now until next week, so that our colleague will have enough time to study, to read, so that we can come from the well-informed position.
We'll plead, sir, very sincerely I will plead, that members be given time to look at this amendment, which is a constitutional amendment, not just a statutory amendment.
As a result, the House remained divided between members ready to commence debates and those seeking more time.
But I want to advise that whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. And when you want to do it well, they also say, why do you have to leave what you can do today until tomorrow?
We have come to a critical stage, and postponing the starting of this process is losing more days. If we start today, if it is only 10 members that can contribute today, we continue on Tuesday. You know, you have already taken 10 out of 360 contributions, probably. But if we lose today again, we have lost the whole week.
The Deputy Speaker aligned with the later group, and the decision to delay the debate was upheld.
What we don't start now, and we start it next week, I don't think we have lost so much. The most important thing is that the committee has met the target of finishing their work first week of December.
Meanwhile, the House also commemorated the International Day of Persons with Disabilities with a motion sponsored by Oke Joe Onukalusi. From the National Assembly, Anete Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Joshua Ojo Amopitan, has called on Nigerians to support the commission in ensuring credible and peaceful elections. He made the appeal at the public presentation of a new book titled Chronicles of Nigeria's Election, Journalist, authored by Segun Ojumo. Our correspondent Sadia Yakubu reports.
The Independent National Electoral Commission Chairman, Professor Josh Amopitan, says journalists remain central to the credibility of Nigeria's electoral process. He says the INEC press corps serve as a vital bridge between the Commission and the voting public, while warning that robust electoral systems can be threatened by misinformation and deliberate distortion. He therefore called on journalists to play a frontline role in ensuring transparency, accuracy, and public confidence in election outcomes.
And this book, as we have heard, is more than a collection of stories. It is, as many observers note, a comprehensive documentation of the sacrifices, the risks, and behind-the-scenes experiences of the reporters who cover our nation's complex electoral landscape.
The chairman said the book underscores the fact that democracy survives on public trust and journalists remain the electorate's strongest safeguard against manipulation and malpractice. He added that in an era where false narratives spread faster than the truth, professional reporting is more essential than ever.
About bringing into the fore and calling attention of the nation, of INEC, of the general public, to some of the travails that are inherent to this work, which we often neglect. I don't even pay attention to it.
The chairman stressed that technology alone cannot guarantee credible elections. Public trust in information does. He commended the press corps for helping shape national understanding of the electoral process through factual and responsible reporting. Sadia Yakubu, reporting for Global Television News.
APC governors under the Progressive Governors Forum have applauded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reforms and pledged to reinforce local security structures across their states. The commitment was made during a two-day meeting in Lagos chaired by Governor Hope Uzodinma, where the governors reviewed rising cases of adoption and violence and praised improved coordination between federal, state, and community security outfits. They also agreed to deepen reforms aimed at boosting transparency, accountability, and service delivery at the local government level as part of supporting the renewed Hope agenda. Moving on to the Federal Capital Territory, Minister Nyesom Wike has debunked claims that he is no longer a member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, insisting that he remains firmly in the party, urging the leadership to resolve internal crisis. And the minister stated this while briefing journalists after inspecting the ongoing construction of an interchange bridge connecting Maitama, Girishi, Jahi, and Gwarimpa in Abuja. Over now to Kabir Hassan's report.
The political atmosphere has been tense following the defection of 16 Rivers State lawmakers, including the Speaker, following the People's Democratic Party to the ruling All Progressive Congress. Citing divisions with the PDP, the defected lawmakers argued that constitutional provisions allowed them to live under such circumstances. Responding to the development, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike described the situation as unfortunate, but maintained that every politician has the right to make their choices.
Well, it's unfortunate. I have always said that when everybody has the right to make a choice, the party is fully factionalized. And the requirement of the Constitution says that when the faction is factionalized, they are bound to leave the party.
Wike explained that although a large number of lawmakers have left, several others remained loyal to the PDP, and he will continue working with them to strengthen the party. He reiterated that he is still a full member of the People's Democratic Party and called on the party leadership to urgently address the crisis to prevent further losses.
I'm still in PDP, so those who remained, who continue to work together, and that's what I've said to the party, put your house in order, because at the end of the day, if you don't put your house in order, it's the party that is losing.
The former Rivers State governor emphasizes that the remaining lawmakers must be supported to build a stronger and relevant opposition voice, stressing that the internal division only weakens the party's chances in future elections. Kabir Hassan, reporting for Global TV News.
Senator Natasha Akpoti says Senate President Godswill Akpabio has filed a 200 billion naira defamation suit against her over the sexual harassment allegation she made earlier in the year. In a Facebook post, she confirmed that the case filed at the FCT High Court has been scheduled to begin on January 21, 2026, after Justice U.P. Kekemeke granted an order for her to be served through the Clerk of the National Assembly. Akpoti Udonga insists the suit will allow her prove she was sexually harassed, while Akpabio firmly denies the allegations. A powerful tribute to resilience, unity, and national support, the Naval Officers' Wives Association, NOAA, celebrated 60 years of standing firmly behind Nigeria's military families, marking 6 decades of service that continue to shape homes, strengthen communities, and support the nation's defenders. Samuel Odi reports.
NOAA members from across the country converged at the venue for an evening that honored the association's founding mothers, celebrated widows and young dependents, and showcased a documentary reflecting 6 decades of humanitarian impact. Stakeholders at the event described NOAA as a critical pillar in women empowerment, social development, and national unity. President, Naval Officers' Wives Association, Hajia Aisha Abbas, says the Diamond Anniversary reflects a legacy of compassion and purposeful service. She reaffirmed NOVA's commitment to educational support, healthcare initiatives, skills training, and welfare of families of both serving and fallen heroes.
We envision expanding our programs to further empower women, enhance welfare initiatives, and contribute meaningfully to the broader society. With innovation, collaboration, and renewed vigor, we shall elevate NOVA to greater heights.
The president of Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, Safia Hassan Shaibu, expressed delight at NOVA's remarkable journey, praising the association for being a stabilizing force for military households nationwide.
On this auspicious occasion of NOVA's 60th anniversary, tonight we gather here to commemorate your achievements over the years, which reflects your commitment, dedication, and service.
The special guest of honor and president of Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, MENA Femi Oluyede, congratulated NOVA on reaching the 60th year milestone. She highlighted the strong collaboration among Military Officers' Wives Association, stressing that such synergy strengthens national peace and enhances the welfare structure of armed forces.
From those early beginnings, NOVA has grown into a formidable institution, touching lives through education, healthcare support, empowerment initiatives, humanitarian outreach, and sustained care for widows and vulnerable groups. 60 years of service is no small feat. It is the story of resilience, innovation, and purposeful leadership.
The evening wrapped up with musical performances by Naval Band and a ceremonial toast and a renewed pledge to deepen support for Nigerian Navy's mission. As NOVA steps into new decade, members said the goal remains clear: to sustain service, expand charity, and continue strengthening the families behind Nigeria's maritime defenders. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, Corporate Affairs Commission threatens to blacklist fintechs aiding unregistered POS operators. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Cycle on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, the Nigerian Export Processing Zone Authority has urged the federal government to grant a 10-year tax relief to all operators within the special economic zones. This is as it warns that failure to do so could undermine investor confidence and trigger disruptions across the free zones ecosystem. The bill is coming barely 1 month before the implementation of Nigeria's new Tax Act. Moving on now to the Corporate Affairs Commission has warned that fintech companies enabling unregistered POS operators will be blacklisted, signaling a renewed enforcement drive nearly a year after the deadline for compulsory registration elapses. In a statement, the Commission said it has observed a rise in unregistered point-of-sale businesses operating in violation of CAMA 2020 and CBN agent banking rules, and stressed that all such activities must ease by January 1st, 2026. Now, the CAC added that security agencies will be mobilized nationwide to enforce compliance, making it clear that no point-of-sale operator will be allowed to function without proper registration. The Naira continued its downward side this week, closing at 1,454 Naira to the dollar as intensified festive season spending pushed up demand for foreign exchange and disrupted stability previously seen in the market. Official CBN data showed a fluctuating but generally weakening trend throughout the week, with the currency trading between 1,447 naira and 1,454 naira at the official window, while parallel market sources in Abuja reported rates as high as 1,472 naira to the dollar. Analysts say the renewed pressure reflects typical year-end behavior where importers, retailers, and households increase dollar purchases for holiday-related transactions, thereby heightening FX demand. Over now to the foreign scene, police in Tanzania have outlawed protest plan by Independence Day, raising fresh concerns after last month's post-election unrest that left many dead and thousands arrested. The United Nations has urged authorities to allow peaceful assembly and warned security forces against using force as police accuse organizers of planning disruptions to hospitals, property, and major roads. The United States says it is now reviewing its relationship with Tanzania over growing concerns about rights violations and violence against civilians. The United Nations has warned that Tanzania has stepped up its crackdown on opponents after contested elections in October that were marred by deadly violence. UN Human Rights Office spokesman Sef Magano said a briefing in Geneva that hundreds were reportedly killed and more than 2,000 detained after demonstrations broke out following the disrupted polls. Over now to Uyi Agbomofuegbe for more details.
Hi, so if we can see.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Ahead of protests planned for Independence Day in Tanzania on the 9th of October.
Thank you very much. Let me see if there is any question in the room. I don't see any
serious cases. And also, I was curious, which pattern do you detect?
Reports indicate that hundreds of people were killed and over 2,000 detained by security forces when protests broke out following the 29 October general election. We urge the government to instruct the security forces to plan and implement their operations in a manner that allows Tanzanians to fully exercise their fundamental rights. And on the 3rd of December, police issued a blanket nationwide ban on all Independence Day protests. We call on the government to lift this overbroad, disproportionate step. This continued absence of transparent information risks further eroding public trust and heightening tensions at a critical moment. We call for the immediate and unconditional release of all those arbitrarily detained.
Over now to some disturbing news now. At least 11 people, including young children, have been killed and 14 others injured after gunmen opened fire inside a hostel used as an illegal drinking spot in Solviv Township near Pretoria. Police says at least 3 attackers stormed the venue around 4:30 a.m. local time and began shooting randomly in what was part of a roaring pattern of mass killing linked to unlicensed liquor premises. Authorities say no arrests have been made and warn that the country's worsening violent crime crisis continues, with South Africa recording one of the highest murder rates globally. In sports stories now, Abuja is celebrating another chapter of elite road racing as Kenya maintained its dominance at the 2025 Premier Trust Bank Abuja City Half Marathon, sweeping the top spot in both the men and women's categories. Anita Patrick completes the story.
Thousands of runners thronged the streets of the Federal Capital Territory for the second edition of Premium Trust Bank Abuja City Half Marathon, and once again, the East Africans proved unstoppable. In the men's race, Kenyans Kefa Namutala stormed to victory, finishing 1 hour, 5 minutes, 14 seconds, earning the top prize of $8,000. His compatriots Edwin Kim Yango and Ezekiel Chep Korimi followed closely, completing a full Kenyan sweep of the podium. Nigeria, however, had reasons to cheer. Adamu Shehu delivered the country's best performance, finishing 4th overall with a time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, 25 seconds. earning a combined reward of 2 million naira and $4,000. Another Nigerian, Auta Monday, finished 8th overall and 2nd in the national category, taking home 1.5 million naira and $500.
We really appreciate Abuja Marathon and its team because it has done a very good job.
In the women's category, Kenyan's Mercy Jekemo clinched the title with a time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, 53 seconds, but it was Nigeria's Shembo Blessing and Akusho Lydia who thrilled the home crowd with a historic 2nd and 3rd place finish, both breaking the 1 hour, 17 minutes mark.
Firstly, I thank God because it is the first time half marathon to run in Abuja.
For the National Sports Commission, Chairman of the Commission, Shehu Diko, says the prominence this marathon gives to long-distance running in Nigeria is remarkable, as events like this can give Nigeria a comparative advantage in road racing.
Look at the economy around what is happening. Look at the promotion for Nigeria globally. So it's quite brilliant for us.
Organizers Nilo Sports Management and sole sponsor Premium Trust Bank received widespread commendation for staging what many describe as one of Nigeria's best organized international races. Officials say the goal is to elevate the Abuja City Half Marathon to a platinum-rated event, projecting Nigeria onto the global athletics map.
And the turnout this morning, we are so excited to be the sole sponsor of this event.
It was very, very good. I mean, Nilay Sports is a premium organizer when it comes to the races across Nigeria. They did a really good job.
With over 3,000 runners participating and strong international presence, the 2025 edition marks another step towards making Abuja a major destination for world-class road racing. Anie T. Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
Defending champions Argentina and European title holder Spain were handed favorable group opponents for the 2026 World Cup during a high-profile draw ceremony in Washington, where U.S. President Donald Trump was presented with FIFA's new Peace Prize. Argentina will begin their title defense against Algeria before facing Austria and tournament debutants Jordan in Group J, while Spain opened their campaign against Cape Verde and later met with Hungary and Saudi Arabia in Group H. France, England, and other top contenders received tougher jobs as the 48-team tournament set to run across the United States, Mexico, and Canada from June 11th to July 19th will feature 104 matches, including the final at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Now that's it on Global TV News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good evening.